For the second straight day, nearly all public schools in Detroit are closed because the teachers are staying home. It's illegal for teachers to go on strike in Michigan, so by the hundreds, they began calling in sick on Monday after city officials said they might not get paid because the cash-strapped city will soon run out of money to pay its employees. But this isn't the only crisis Detroit is facing right now. Officials say a lack of funds has also spurred the city to start cutting off water to up to 20,000 who are behind on payments. Ivy Bailey is the interim union president of the Detroit Federation of Teachers.
But nobody should be asked to work and not get paid. Nobody.
Detroit declared bankruptcy 3 years ago. The state legislature only approves enough money to meet the city payroll through the end of June. That means teachers whose paychecks are divided evenly through the year will not receive their final checks. Officials are urging lawmakers to approve a new rescue plan that would provide more money for the schools. It would also create a new commission with broad powers over school affairs. Governor Rick Snyder criticized the sickouts.
Yeah, that's not a constructive act with respect to getting legislation done. That just probably raises more questions and challenges to legislators. So I don't think it was a constructive act to take.
We want to get paid a wage for a day's work. Basically, as of last Thursday, those of us who have extended our pay are now working for free.
DPS teachers, we're the hardest working teachers, and a lot of the things that's occurring right now is just simply unacceptable.
The sickout affects some 46,000 students. A federal bankruptcy judge, who is also the school's emergency manager, is urging lawmakers to approve a $715 million rescue plan. Without it, there's no money for summer school or year-round special education services, and the teachers will go unpaid. Teachers also staged sickouts earlier this year over the deplorable conditions in their schools, citing inaction over rodent infestation, mold, and freezing temperatures among their concerns. We spoke to Detroit Public School parent Stephanie Beal in January.
I think students are being put at risk when they don't have the proper supplies in their classrooms. You're putting students at risk when you're making their classrooms too crowded. You're putting students at risk when you're not giving the proper services at the Detroit Public Schools.
The latest developments have renewed calls and protests demanding an elected school board in Detroit. Meanwhile, the city also announced it must shut off water to thousands of residents and businesses who are behind on their water bills. When the city first announced the plans in 2014, it sparked mass protests and condemnation by the United Nations. At the time, we spoke to Black Agenda Report's Glenn Ford to react to the shutoffs.
The city, that is the emergency financial manager, says that if they were to halt the cutoffs of water to thousands of poorer Detroiters, it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to the bondholders of the city water department. In other words, the city's water department is more beholden to the rich individuals and institutions that hold the bonds than it is to its own citizens, even in the case of a vital, life-giving resource such as water. And that really, I think, is where the battle line has been drawn, and not just in Detroit, but across the nation and across the entire planet in this late stage of capitalism that some people call neoliberalism, in which the corporations are trying to swallow up all the resources of the world, public and private, for their own use.
With Cameron Granadino, this is Jess Solnor for The Real News.